Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Rachakwadash, double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect of the tabernacles of David scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, wherever you may be, Shalom, Yeshua, Shalom. All right, kind of busy, but I want to, probably won't play this video. We'll probably do that a little later. I'm probably going to do this like in little increments here. And I'm not sure what it's about. I just saw it on my little news feed where it says new 2025 new Neuralink update. So I'm not sure if it's just a fancy title or if there is some new thing or some new breakthrough or whatever the case may be. Haven't had a chance to watch any of these videos here. But I am going to read this real quick. So it says Neuralink has made monumental strides in 2024 and 2025, including successful human trials and groundbreaking applications like mind-controlled devices and vision restoration for the blind. And these are known as lying signs and wonders in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. 2 Corinthians 2:11 says, lest Satan being in that name in Hebrew, Shaitan, which means adversary. Who's the adversary on this earth? Because it's not talking about the spiritual demon Satan, the devil. Like the church will say, we're talking about these banking families. They are the devil the Bible speaks of, the Edomites, the so-called white people of the earth. Lest the deceiver, all right, going off the name Shaitan, the adversary, should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices. And this is one of many devices out there, all right, the Neuralink. So it says, discover how this technology is transforming lives and redefining the future of human-machine interaction. All right. So, yeah, and that was that title there. It says the Neuralink Revolution 2025 updates you need to know. So I'm pretty sure if it's not just a fancy, catchy title and there is something new and updated, we'll see in this video, because I haven't watched it. It's 12 minutes long. I'm not going to have a chance to get into it right now. What is it? Like, what is 4:37? Yeah, I probably won't be able to touch bases probably around anywhere between 6:15, 6:30 at the earliest. So, as I'm not able to get into it right now, but I did want to, check out what's going on here, because there's another video I want to play right here. Brain-computer interfaces, Neuralinks leap forward. Yes. All right, so, as the spirit allows, when my time is a little bit more free, we'll get into these videos, which will most definitely be later on this evening. So for now, Shalom. All right, I know it's been a split second for you, but it's been a little short while for me. But we're gonna get back into this little AI chat here. And like I said, I haven't watched this video. Usually something like this, I will have a chance to sit down and watch it. If not all of it, some of it, maybe even most of it sometimes. But we're going to go into this blind, and it's probably nothing here. But then again, we don't know, which is why we're going to play it. Because the headline could just be some fancy headline, just misleading, where it says the Neuralink Revolution 2025 updates you need to know. So, could be a misleading headline, could be something there. But let's play the video so we can see.
2024 has been a record year for Elon Musk's brain implant company Neuralink. With 2 successful human trials of their brain-computer interface, Neuralink has quickly moved to the forefront of complex cells that communicate.
I don't know what happened there.
Everything that has been learned.
Let me play back. Oh, yeah, as a matter of fact, speaking of Elon Musk, okay, him now being, little pen pals with Trump now, with this new little government thing called Doge, which I really don't know much about it. I'm gonna have to look into it. But yeah, and then Trump has this little special cabinet pick that he's trying to get pushed through, and more than likely he'll get that pick. Whatever pick he chose, he's gonna get that pick. Like, I mean, why wouldn't he? And these things are strategically done. A guy like Elon Musk, all of a sudden, sitting down, and being buddies very closely, dealing with the president of the United States and, other matters, all right, of, current day times. So, yeah. And another thing to mention, that Elon Musk is not the only one who's fooling around with these brain things. Okay. It's just that he's the most known company. And not only that, if you really notice, he's the one that's always pushed out there. And that's probably for a reason, or maybe not. But you notice it's always Neuralink is always pushed out there the most, but he's not the only company. All right, we have him on our poster boards. Alter Ego was created by where did that kid go to? It wasn't Yale. I forget where it was, but yeah, some dude from school. I forget. MIT, I believe it was MIT. Okay, yep. Created Alter Ego. You can look that up. The orb scanner, the iris scanner. Like I said, there's a few. I can't remember them all offhand. And most definitely, there's probably some that I remember, or actually I don't remember, but I probably never wrote them down on my poster board, which is why I can't remember them now. But yeah, just to make the solid point that Elon Musk is not the only one dealing around with these things here. All right, let's play the video back again.
Neuralink has quickly moved to the forefront of what will become the most important technological revolution in human history. But this is still just the first step towards a massively ambitious goal set out by Elon Musk. Everything that has been learned at Neuralink over the past year needs to be leveraged to go even further into...
And that guy right there, you see, is Elon Musk's first patient. All right, because they were jacking up the animals, right, the apes or whatever, and they never perfected their testing with the animals, but they got go ahead from, was it the CDC? Yeah, I believe it was the CDC or somebody. I want to say it was the CDC if I'm correct, but they got the go ahead on human testings, and this guy laying on his bed looking crazy. Whereas the first patient called Nolan Arbaugh, where you can read about him. Bear with me. All right, Salaki, man. All right, so yeah, you can find out information about this dude, Nolan Arbaugh. He was the first patient. Hear about him playing, games, moving the cursor on the screen, which is called the mouse, with his mind or whatever. And, a couple other things there. Like I said, you can research him yourself for that first patient, which is also old. But, brothers have talked about that several times. But look up Chip Girl, okay? Research Chip Girl. These are things that you can look into to kind of get up to speed with what this technology is about. And more importantly, what it's capable of and how it's going to be pushed on, the America, really all the world, but, the people in general as convenient technology, for the new age, the digital age, and so on and so forth. All right. And that word convenience is very major there, because there are a lot of things that Esau can create that will be convenient and will be helpful. But what is the end game of it? All right. And that's the key thing. People don't look at the end game of it. OK. At the end, he will declare his wickedness, like it says in Ecclesiasticus. I want to say it's chapter 12, 10 or 12. All right. In the Apocrypha. But yeah. And then they had a second patient. I don't remember the second patient's name. That was more, I almost want to say that was this year where they got the second patient. And then there was another article. I only seen it once, but we went into it, where they were claiming that they wanted like 8 or 10 more patients before the end of this year. Well, we're in December. So whether or not they're going to get those patients, or if they already have those, additional patients and are not saying anything about it, remains to be seen. But let's continue the video.
Into science fiction for 2025. To understand how Neuralink works, we need to dive into the very fabric of our brains. The brain is made up of billions of neurons, tiny yet complex cells that communicate with each other through electrical signals called action potentials. These signals are how your brain controls everything from moving your hand to remembering what you ate yesterday. The challenge...
Yeah, just as quick as you right now sitting down, you wiggle your big toe or you wag your finger. There's an electrical signal that fires off in your brain to, down to that system there to wiggle your toe or to tell your finger to wag. And it goes back to your brain and then it happens. So when you sit down and think about that, that's beyond, warp speed, light speed, whatever. There's really no term for it. Like you have to understand how quickly these signals fire off in your brain. But you have to understand that the body is an intelligent being. It is the creation of the Lord, right? So, that's how quickly things happen in your body, from your brain to that whatever, to your finger, toe, leg or whatever, and back to your brain. And then, the action happens. Just like I snapped my fingers, there was an electrical signal that told me to snap my finger, and it happens just that fast. You can't even imagine how fast that happens, man. Okay. I got a bunch of notifications on my screen. They've been piling up all day. But I just want to get through this smoothly. Let's continue playing if I can. Come on.
The challenge for Neuralink is translating these natural electrical signals into something a computer can understand. That's where the N1 device comes in. It's designed to act as a translator, a bridge between biology.
There you go. I'm glad he said that, because that's exactly what I was about to say. That little device acts, because he just said so that computers can understand it. Sort of like what you would see in the Matrix movie when they're reading zeros and ones. Those are called codes. All right. Now, of course, in real life, if you saw some Matrix stuff just flying on the screen, you wouldn't be able to read what it's talking about. But now there's a certain thing called coding, where you can learn coding, where, you know, people make different programs and things of that nature. That is a real thing. All right. So basically, this device is, like he just said, a translator for those electrical signals to turn it into coding so that the computer can interpret it and then manipulate the body's signals to act as, you know, say you had a you know, like with a spine, all right, spinal cord, all right. Maybe you got some herniated disc, or I don't know. We'll just say, you know, for, you know, a quick understanding, the person's paralyzed. So it takes those electrical signals, because the brain can tell itself to stand up, but if you're paralyzed, it's just not going to happen. And so what happens is those signals go through Esau's technology. And I'm trying to explain it, the least bit, because I know I'm not exactly spot on, but it'll give you a good understanding of what's happening here. So those electrical signals run through Esau's system, and it overrides whatever is broken that doesn't work in your body. It overrides. Okay. And now your legs can work. Okay. Now you might say, well, hey, what's so bad about that? All right. It's not really anything bad about it, unless you want to put in the scriptures. That's what it makes it bad, because what they're doing is against the Most High. You have to understand the Lord controls all things. So if the Lord wants to make a person, I don't know. Well, I mean, just keep going with that one. If he wants to make a person paralyzed, he's going to paralyze that person. And Esau is coming and saying that I have a way to unparalyze this person. Now, of course, he's not going to say unparalyze this person that Yahweh Shema shall paralyze, but that's basically what he's saying there. I have a way to undo what the Lord has done, because he's not doing things right. That's basically how he's boasting himself, even though he's not saying those exact words. All right. And that's why we're probably going to close with 2 Thessalonians 2 when we get through this.
Biology and technology. The N1 implant is about the size of a coin and contains a number of advanced components, including...
And if I'm correct, he just said something about merging of biology and technology. All right. So, of course, we all know what technology is. You don't know what biology is, just look it up. So merging these two together, this is pretty much the basic makeup of these devices here.
A microprocessor, Bluetooth transmitter, and a rechargeable battery. But the real magic lies in the ultra-thin wires connected to this device.
That's what
each wire is thinner than a human hair and contains multiple electrodes capable of detecting the faint.
Now, the scriptures say that thou art wiser than Daniel, and they accomplish a diligent search. A diligent search. They have computer devices that are thinner than a strand of hair. Pluck one of you, if you got hair, pluck, or maybe you got a beard, whatever. Pluck a strand of your hair out if you want to. Don't really do it. I'm just saying. And these wires are thinner than that strand of hair held between your fingers right now. Just think about that for a minute, man. Okay. Esau has been highly increased in his technology for these latter days. Okay. Because we're living in an age where Esau has to come to the height of his plans and the height of his technology and the height of his power, so the Lord can throw him down from the rocks, like it says in Jeremiah, and make them a burnt mountain, which is more so dealing with Babylon the Great here in America, the West, but the Edomites as well will be taken down out of power. It says that in Revelation 12. They were found no more in heaven, which is in power. Okay.
The faintest neural signals. These wires are inserted directly into the motor cortex, the part of the brain responsible for movement.
See?
The insertion is performed by Neuralink's R1 robot, a high-precision surgical system that works like a sewing machine.
You see? So it says insert it into your cortex. All right? which is responsible for your motor functions, which is, and I'm not saying I know what I'm talking about, like I'm a neurological surgeon or whatever, but I'm pretty sure in that that area of the cortex, the motor cortex, whatever he called it, all right, there's a lot of electrical signals going around in that particular area there, which is probably why they're inserting the technology there, all right, because of those electrical signals that are firing off in that particular area, man. Now, like I said, I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm not a brain surgeon, okay? Do your own research.
The R1 robot uses advanced imaging and algorithms to avoid blood vessels and ensure the threads reach the necessary depth. Each thread has 16 electrodes, giving the N1 implant a total of 1,024 connection points to read neuron activity.
Wow.
Here's how it works.
Crazy.
When you think about moving your hand, neurons in your motor cortex fire specific patterns of electrical signals.
See? Didn't we just talk about that? You see? You see? You can't make it up, man. We just talked about it. And we're going into this video blind, man. Okay? Hold on. Now I definitely want to play some more now.
The electrodes detect these signals, and the N1 device translates them into digital code. This code is then sent wirelessly via Bluetooth to an external device like a smartphone or computer. Imagine sitting at your desk looking at a computer screen.
So what is stopping anything from being transmitted to some hardware somewhere in some remote location that these devils can't look at? What's stopping from it, Because if you take any of their devices, they're going to have control over you. This is why the scriptures warn you about their devices, man. Now, this is not the micro C-hip. When you go to Revelation 13, it talks about, man, I almost don't want to leave this video. But anyways, in Revelation chapter 13, it talks about buying and selling. So he either had the mark of the beast, all right, in his forehead or in his hand, okay? So now we know that micro C-hip will go into your hand or whatever part of the body. It doesn't really matter. The scripture say the hand. Doesn't specify, in particular with the brain thing. But I mean, come on, it's obviously up in your head, okay? Because it says forehead, metapon, all right? And this is what we're seeing here, okay? And you have camps that are going off on, mainly because I don't think I've heard any camps talk about this, any of this technology here. But when they do talk about the micro C-hip, it's obviously not the micro C-hip that comes out of their lips. Now, not every camp, because some camps get it right, but there's camps out there that who don't believe that it is what John the Revelator said it is in Revelation 13. Okay, but yeah, you have these two devices here, and the scriptures warn you about taking them. If you take them, you will be destroyed by that nuclear fire, man. That's second great death. Okay.
Green. Instead of using a mouse, you simply think about moving the cursor. Neuralink decodes your intention, and the cursor moves exactly where you want it to go. No hand.
And that's called telepathy. This is why it's known as a lying sign and wonder. They have other devices that we mentioned this before. We're way back in the AI chat. All right, communing with the dead. Grandma died 2 years ago, and you still talking with her on Facebook. That's called digital necromancy. At least I coined that name of digital necromancy, because that's what necromancy is communing with the dead, man. So if you're talking to a dead person, of course it's by way of technology, but still you're talking to it. That's why I call it digital necromancy, because you're not actually doing, conjuring up a spirit or whatever like that, but you're still completing the same activity through this AI technology. So it's a digital necromancy. They have also where they're trying to get you eyesight for the blind. A person being blind from birth is able to receive eyesight. The alter ego is similar. What we just spoke about, where the guy was performing. He was asking the computer questions with his mind. The computer will research it and give him the feedback in his ear. That's another form of telepathy. Okay. And there's probably other things that I'm missing right now because I'm not thinking about, but these are his lying signs and wonders. Do not get fooled by the fact that they sound nice or they use the word convenience. All right. Because there's an ultimate game plan behind these devices. One for one is the digital age, but the ultimate thing is dealing with the micro C-hip, which is them having full autonomy over every aspect of your life from some remote location. They will know everything about you, medical history, whether you've been a criminal in the past or not. All right. Maybe you got a clean record, things you like to eat, what you like to do, what you like to do, where you like to go, how much time you spend there, your favorite foods, your worst foods, the things you buy often, the things you barely ever buy. All right. Where you like to shop, places you like to frequent, how long you're there. Okay. Favorite. I mean, everything. They even have a thing where they're trying to get in your dreams. And they recently came out with a thing where people can meet in their dreams. These are lying signs and wonders. This is Esau on the left-hand side through his technology trying to replicate the Heavenly Father, which is why I said in multiple chapters, man, that they want to say that I am. That's what he's doing with his technology, man. Okay. And some people have to understand it. It's deeper than what it sounds like when you reading about the technology, man. This is severely serious.
Hands required. Now, this isn't just theory. Neuralink has already demonstrated this with animals and now even human beings. In 2021, Neuralink showed the world a monkey playing Pong using only his mind. First, the monkey used a joystick to control the paddle, while Neuralink recorded the associated neural activity. Once the device learned the neural patterns, the joystick was disconnected. The monkey continued to play, now controlling the paddle entirely through thought.
See?
This same principle has been scaled up for human use. Inside the N1 device is a tiny computer capable of processing data in real time. It's encased in a biocompatible silicone shell and... Are we ready?
Meatballs, okay. Yeah, I was trying to pause it, but yeah. See, what they're not going to tell you is that they jacked up a lot of those monkeys, man. All right, I'm trying to fool around.
It's flush with the skull under the scalp. Once the surgery is complete, there is no visible sign of the implant. To power this advanced system, the N1 has a lithium-ion battery that lasts around 8 hours on a single charge. Charging is wireless and as simple as placing an inductive coil on your head, just like charging your smartwatch. This technology...
If this is not turning you into a doggone robot, what is, man? Okay, you got to go and charge yourself up. Come on, man.
Technology isn't limited to computers. By connecting to smartphones, Neuralink enables users to...
And speaking of that, that is part of what they said. A fusion is the word that they use, fusion, which is talking about what? Merging man and machine. And this is what we're seeing here on the screen, a merging of man and machine. And this is what they want to have for the near future for everybody. But you won't get the elect.
To control any Bluetooth-enabled device, adjusting your thermostat, locking your doors, or even turning on your lights. All of it can be done with a single thought.
Convenience.
At its core, Neuralink is rewriting how we interact with machines. It's not just about controlling devices, it's about unlocking the full potential of our brains and creating a seamless connection between human thought and the...
You see that? He's trying to play God. He wants to do what the Lord plans on doing for the elect when Lord willing we have the number receive salvation, where all the entire brain and capacity and the abilities of our brain and our bodies are going to be open. Okay. He wants to do that through his digital technology, man. And wants to set himself up as the Most High. But then on the other hand, you got Elon Musk saying they're going to create a technology that's going to be smarter than the smartest man, smartest human or whatever. These people are entirely confused. They have no idea what to do at the downfall of the kingdom. But they're going to keep going, this for sure, because that's prophecy.
And the digital world. And this is only the first step. Meet Nolan Arbaugh, a 29-year-old former athlete and Texas A&M University student. In 2016, a diving accident left him paralyzed from the shoulders down, changing his life forever. In January 2024, Nolan became the first human to receive Neuralink's N1 brain implant, marking a significant milestone in the company's short history. The surgical procedure, performed at the Barrow Neurological Institute in Phoenix, Arizona, involved implanting the N1 device into Nolan's motor cortex. This area of the brain is responsible for voluntary movements. The surgery was completed in approximately 30 minutes, utilizing Neuralink's R1 robot to insert ultra-thin electrode threads into the brain tissue. Post-surgery, Nolan demonstrated remarkable capabilities. He could control a computer cursor with his thoughts, allowing him to play games like chess and Civilization VI. He described the experience as like using the Force, highlighting the intuitive nature of the technology. During weekdays, Nolan...
Yeah, using the Force, which, John Todd talked about that, says highly satanic because they talk about light magic and dark magic. Hey, but that's what these devils do. All right. They operate off of witchcraft, sorcery, and magic. That's all they are. They're warlocks, man. OK, what my man. What's his name? Emperor Palpatine. All right. We said, do not underestimate the power of the dark side, young Jedi. And that's what's happening right here. You see the dark side working, okay? Because they truly think they're going to take control of the earth and the people forever. And it's not going to happen, man.
Nolan spends up to 8 hours a day contributing to Neuralink research sessions. On weekends, his personal and recreational use of the implant can exceed up to 10 hours per day. He's been able to reach up to 69 hours per week of brain-computer interface with the N1 chip. Neuralink engineers have confirmed that the current device has a battery life of about 4 to 5 hours and a charging time of around 45 minutes. They said that Nolan has been keeping an inductive charging coil tucked underneath the beanie that he's often seen wearing so that he can quickly and independently recharge his device. Neuralink says that Nolan is already moving his computer cursor at speeds beyond the ability of a person using a mouse, something Nolan has demonstrated often with his live streams on the X platform. However, the journey hasn't been without challenges. In the weeks following the implant, approximately 85% of the electrode threads retracted from Nolan's brain tissue, essentially cutting off some of the communication between the brain and the implant. Several factors contributed to this issue. One primary cause was the presence of air pockets inside the skull, often referred to as pneumocephalus. These air bubbles can form as a result of the surgical procedure. Neuralink believes that an air pocket moved from the front of the brain to underneath their implant site, which pushed the brain away from the implant and tightened the threads. Combined with a greater movement of the brain than expected, most of the electrodes were dislodged from Nolan's cortex. Neuralink addressed these challenges by refining their algorithms to optimize the remaining functional electrodes. Nolan's performance improved, and he has continued to use the device effectively. In June 2024, Neuralink expanded its human trials by implanting the N1 device into a second patient referred to as Alex. Alex, who also suffered a spinal cord injury, has been using the implant to control digital devices. Notably, he has been able to design 3D objects using CAD software and play fast-paced action games like Counter-Strike, demonstrating the versatility of the Neuralink device. Comparing the first and second human surgeries reveals significant improvements. In the initial procedure with Nolan, the threads were inserted at a depth of up to 3 to 5 millimeters. For the second patient, Neuralink increased the insertion depth to 8 millimeters.
See that?
This adjustment aimed to anchor the threads more.
Guinea pigs. That's why I was mentioning that movie Venom. The first one that came out, they kept getting these people. It was homeless people that were paying money, which they didn't care about the money because basically the people would die anyways. So what they would do is they were trying to find a host body for the symbiote, someone that could what's the word? We'll just say merge or fuse, all right? But, someone that could, host the symbiote. And basically, these people were just guinea pigs, all right? They would get them off the street, say, we'll pay you X amount of money, all right, come for the program. And then, the symbiote would get into their body. It wouldn't fuse with them, and so they'd die. All right, and then the little black goo would come back out. All right, that's all these people are right here. These two guys, all right, are guinea pigs, okay? And Elon Musk is the symbiote. Let's get going.
More securely within the brain tissue, reducing the likelihood of retraction. These trials represent significant steps toward Neuralink's goal of restoring autonomy to individuals with neurological conditions. While challenges remain, the progress made with Nolan and Alex offers a glimpse into a future where brain-computer interfaces could transform lives. Neuralink's advancements are not just technological marvels, they hold profound implications for individuals with disabilities, offering new avenues for independence and interaction with the world. The telepathy application enables users to control digital devices, such as smartphones, computers, and smart home systems, using only their thoughts.
Literally says telepathy. What more proof do you need? Okay?
Individuals with mobility impairments, this means navigating the internet, sending messages, or adjusting home settings without physical movement. For those with conditions like ALS.
And the thing about it, like I said before, you might say, well, what's wrong with that? It sounds nice. And this is what they're doing. They're playing on people's emotions because these are things that, unfortunately, there are some people out there in the world who are, stricken by these things. Okay. And so they hear about Esau's technology, and it's almost like they're getting a second, chance at life all over again, like this dude Nolan Arbaugh. So to a person like that, you can't tell them nothing. Tell them that, hey, there's a chance that you could walk again, all right, but you shouldn't do it. You think they're going to listen to you? Heck no. Okay, they're going to do it, all right, and it's all issued to you as convenience, and it sounds good, but there's more to it. Okay.
ALS, which severely limit muscle control, telepathy offers a lifeline to communication. By translating neural activity into text or speech, users can express themselves in real time, bridging the gap that their condition has imposed. Beyond mobility, Neuralink is pioneering BlindSight, a technology aimed at restoring vision to the blind. Elon Musk has described BlindSight as a device that bypasses damaged optic nerves by directly stimulating the visual cortex, creating visual perceptions. In September 2024, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration granted BlindSight breakthrough device status, expediting its development. The practical benefits of BlindSight are immense. Individuals who have lost their sight could
and this is just the Most High Power Yahweh allowing these devils to maximize and utilize that left hand, man, okay, through their technology.
Gain the ability to perceive their surroundings, recognize faces, and navigate spaces independently. This restoration of vision would not only enhance daily living, but also open up new opportunities for education, employment, and social interaction. These innovations represent a significant leap toward a future where technology and biology seamlessly integrate to overcome physical limitations.
Fusion, look at Matrix.
Neuralink stands at the forefront of brain-computer interface technology with ambitious plans that span the immediate future and extend into visionary long-term goals. In the near term, Neuralink is expanding its human trials following the initial successes with Nolan Arbaugh and Alex. Elon Musk has said many times in 2024 that Neuralink would have 10 human patients by the end of the year, but as far as the public knows, there have only been 2 procedures so far. This number is projected to increase to 27 in 2025 and 79 in 2026. These trials will focus on refining the device's safety and efficacy, particularly for individuals with spinal cord injuries and neurological disorders. To support this expansion, Neuralink is enhancing its surgical capabilities. The company plans to scale up its R1 robotic system to perform multiple surgeries per day. This scalability is crucial for transitioning from experimental trials to broader clinical applications. Looking further ahead, Neuralink envisions a future where its technology could render traditional smartphones obsolete. Elon Musk has suggested that a brain-computer interface might someday overtake phones and computers.
Yeah, that's because ultimately the game plan is the C-HIP. So all technology will be implanted, into you. You will be the walking, talking laptop, cell phone, whatever, medical bill history, whatever. Everything will be in you, and you will be traced and tracked everywhere you go. And under their control because the device that's in you. Okay?
As our personal tech of choice, enabling users to communicate and access information directly through thought. Beyond replacing smartphones, Neuralink aims to enhance human interaction with artificial intelligence.
Which, if you think about it, especially with that last slide there, which you saw my man, doing the thing. That's exactly what they show you in the Iron Man movie with Tony Stark. When he's creating, he's got his glasses on or maybe some head thing on, and he's, doing all these 3D renderings and blowing things up, making things smaller, putting things together on the screen, and then he makes it. That's not saying it's going to be exactly like that. I'm just saying they show you an idea of a higher level of how that works. Not saying they can ever achieve that. Not saying they can. All right. Anything's possible if the Lord has a hand in it. But I'm just saying that the similar thing there, like what my man was doing on the screen. This is what you see Tony Stark doing. All right. When he's putting up screens, spinning screens around, taking screens from here and putting it over there, all the craziness. All right. Them having basically a heads up display. All right. That you can see.
Intelligence. By providing a high bandwidth interface between the brain and digital systems, users could control AI-driven devices, access vast information databases, and even develop new cognitive abilities. This integration could lead to a symbiotic relationship between humans and AI, where technology augments human intelligence and capabilities. While these prospects are still on the horizon, Neuralink's on...
And I'm glad they just showed Lucy, because what did we just talk about? We just mentioned that, man. They're trying to open and unlock every aspect of your brain through AI technology. But that's something that's going to be reserved for the elect of the nation of Israel, where Yahushua is going to, well, actually the Heavenly Father is going to allow, you know, everything, all right, from because Esau going to the periodic science, you know, chart table, he don't understand all of that. We're going to get all of that and more, because there's probably more that we don't know about. Everything, just all kinds of knowledge is going to be open. It's going to be through our minds, all right, when the Lord changes our bodies, Lord, when we have that number. But Esau wants to achieve that now, while at the same time wipe the Lord from existence in his mind, okay? And then take control over all humanity, especially the Israelites, by way of his technology being implanted into you, because he won't be taking it. All right, those higher ups, they won't be taking it. It's going to be for everybody else. Okay.
So ongoing research and development efforts are steadily paving the way. The company's commitment to innovation and ethical considerations will be paramount as it navigates the complexities of merging human cognition with advanced technology. Of course, this is just the beginning of the beginning for Neuralink and neurotechnology as a whole. We finally got access to computer hardware that is small enough and capable enough to make brain implants and cyborg enhancements a widespread, accessible possibility. Where we go from here and how difficult the road proves to be, that's just something we have to figure out along the way.
All right, so that was that for that video there. Very interesting video. I'm glad what the heck is going on here? I'm glad we got into it. But let's end this off with grabbing...
2024 has been a record year for Elon Musk's brain implant company, Neuralink.
All right, you're talking too much. You can be quiet now. So let's grab a book over here and wrap this up from... Come on. All right. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. We're going to wrap it up from here. All right. So it says, let's start at 3. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first. Way back in 70 AD. All right. It says, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Who's the son of perdition? It's talking about Esau, Edom, so-called white man of the earth. Send me back to those banking families, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he has the Most High sitting in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High power. All right. He wants to call himself I am. And when you further deeper talk about sitting in the temple of the Lord, it's talking about inside the elect of the nation of Israel. But he can't chip up the elect. He can get to 2/3. All right. He can get to 2/3, but he won't get the elect. So he will never really ultimately sit inside the temple of the Lord. It tells you that in 1 Corinthians 3:16. Know ye not that you are the temple of the Most High power. The temple that he really wants to sit inside are you Israelites, man. But he won't get the elect, because that's not how the story is written. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And now you know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in this time. We know now what it says in the next verse. For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. We know now it's Esau, man. Job 9:24. The earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Who, if not, where and who is he? It's Esau, Edom, man. Okay. It says only he who now letteth will let. And that's the Heavenly Father Yahweh. Until he, talking about the Edomites, be taken out of the way. And when they're taken out of the way and the kingdom of heaven is established, all the nations will eventually see how much more better the earth and life is without Esau, Edom, where nothing's polluted, whether it be the minds of the people or the earth, the air, the sea. No more chemtrails, no more GMO products, and, you know, all these different things. Okay. Life itself will be better when Esau, Edom is not around. All right. And the Israelites are in power. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, when the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, which as of right now, you know, that's through his prophets, man. Surely the Lord will do nothing, but he revealed his secret unto his servants, the prophets. All right. Hebrews 1, chapter 1, verse 1 says the same thing. Okay. Through the mouths of the prophets. And that's the teaching. revealing this man on the streets or with lessons, telling the people about this man who he is, making bare his legs, uncovering his thigh, and passing over, what it says in Isaiah 47. All those things, exposing this guy. And also you have whistleblowers, which are their own people turning on them. But the scriptures say that his own tongue shall fall upon himself. Okay. So it says, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. That's Yahweh coming with the chariots of heaven to do war. Okay. 2 Esdras 13. All right. They were so afraid, but yet just fight. And he burned them up. There was nothing to be perceived except for dust and smell of smoke. When I saw it, I was afraid. Verse 9 says, even him who's coming is after the working of Satan. All right. It didn't say the spiritual demon Satan. It says after the working of Satan. So you mean there's a people on the earth who is channeling the spiritual demon Satan on the left-hand side? Yep. It's called the Edomites, or the so-called white people. Send me back to these banking families, man. These higher ups, these so-called elites, man. High-level witches and warlocks, man. Wizards. Even him who's coming is after the working of Satan. Once again, Satan meaning adversary. 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, the adversary, for we're not ignorant of his devices, with all power and signs and what? And lying wonders, which is everything we just got through talking about running through that video there. And with all deceivableness, because he's going to offer to you as convenience. Okay. And he's going to come in when the people are at their most needy moment. That's why he has the right crisis or crises to make these people want him, because the elect are only going to want the Heavenly Father, period, as always. But the rest of the earth, including the 2/3, is going to drop into the lowest point, below the lowest point, to the point where they're willing to accept everything that Esau throws at them. And the ultimate care package will be his micro C hip. It says of unrighteousness in them that perish. All right. Those that perish, because the elect, they're going to be okay, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. You see, 2/3 are going to get wrapped up in this whole, shenanigan, along with the heathen nations, man. And for this cause, the Most High shall send them strong delusion that they shall believe a lie. And that's what's going to happen. All right. To 2/3 of the Israelites, they're going to be destroyed with the heathens. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished, man. I was going to wrap it up from there. Let me go over here real quick. Revelation 13. Actually, no, we don't have to get that. Let's go over here and get 14. Let's get Revelation 14, and we'll wrap it up from here. Revelation 14:9 says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, all right, the ways of America, Babylon the Great, that has spread its philosophies throughout the world, fashioned after the ancient Roman Empire, all right, it says, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, receive any of his devices, whether it be the brain C hips or the actual C hip, okay? It doesn't matter which one, if you take one of the other or both of them, all right? It says, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High power, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. All right. And the indignation is the Lord's righteous anger. He's pouring out all of his fury and his wrath. The 7, vials or bowls of wrath. Okay. It says, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. All right. Which is the lake of fire, the second death, which is America, Babylon the Great, on fire from the nuclear missiles, which the elect will get to see from a bird's eye view. All right. Revelation 15:1 talks about that. John the Revelator recorded it. It says, and the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, which really is just a period of time, because it's not going to, people are not going to be in hell. All right. It doesn't exist. And the fire is not going to be forever, because America has to be a desert. So we know the fire is not going to be forever. And people's torments are not going to be forever, because the Lord is merciful. All right. The only one who's to be completely wiped out is Esau, Edom. All right. By fire. And that's after the 1,000 years. All right. Those that are resurrected to be destroyed will be just that, destroyed. Those that are alive for destruction, and that's their lot, they will also be destroyed. It's just that. The only ones who will be saved from this are the elect of the nation of Israel. They're the only ones who will get salvation. Now, the only ones that also will not be destroyed are those elites that will run and hide at their bunkers, but they will be pulled out of those bunkers. And it's not going to be a small number either, because you might, see like, man, the Lord's going to destroy everybody. And you might think there's just, it's going to be a couple. No, it's going to be more than just a couple of people. It's going to be, some big numbers, man. Enough to begin slavery, because that's exactly what's going to happen. Come out the holes, put these chains on, boy, and don't say a word. Oh, that's why you can't. You just, that's coming, man. And they have no rest day nor night who worship the beast and his image, the ways, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High in the faith of Yahushua. All right. And it says, and I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Write, blessed are the dead, which die in the Lord from henceforth, the martyrs. Yea, said the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them. And they will be raised up first in the last days. 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, man, the dead in the Messiah shall rise first. Okay. So we'll end it right there. Just another little AI chat. All right. So Lord willing, you were edified. Till next time, Yahshua, I'm going to say Shalom.